What's good, everybody? This is Justin from Grub with Just, and this is the Black Smoke Barbecue Podcast, baby. Let's get it.
Welcome to Black Smoke Barbecue. We are a collaborative group that focuses on different aspects of barbecue from pitmasters from all across North America. Barbecue is a culture, and we discuss topics, ideas, and the methods of it on the Black Smoke Barbecue Podcast. Our mission is to spotlight those lesser-known content creators in backyard barbecue, catering, food truck operations, as well as the African-American experience in modern-day barbecue. Sit back, relax, listen, and enjoy the show.
And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Black Smoke Barbecue Podcast. I'm your host, Brandon from BKC Cooks. We got another great one, y'all. But before we get started, do us a favor. Make sure you subscribe to the Black Smoke Barbecue Podcast all over the place, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. You're sure to find us there. Leave us a like, leave us a comment. And again, y'all, make sure you subscribe. All that stuff really helps us out. We got a couple great fellas on the panel today from the crew. We're going to start with my man Al from the Dog Fathers Barbecue. Alton, what's going on, bro?
What up, though? How you doing, bro?
Man, I'm good, man. You had a fantastic spread going on today. You cut me out. You cut me out. I don't appreciate it, but tell me what happened, man.
Hey, man, brother, I sent you the invite. You know, you was taking care of some life, doing them life and things. You know, it's all good.
Unfortunately, but tell us where you were at and what you were doing, man.
Yeah, man. So my brother, cooking with CJ, came to town. Him and the bitchy baker. I don't know if you know her, but that's his wife. And so they were in town, hanging out, doing some things or whatever. And so he came over and we chopped it up last night. And we decided today, let's go get some barbecue. Can't come to Austin and not get some barbecue, right?
True.
So last time he was here, took him around to a bunch of different places. So we had to take him someplace he hadn't been to. So where did I take him? I took him to the number 2 spot on the Texas Monthly Top 50. Took him over to Interstellar. See my brother John Bates over there that runs Interstellar Barbecue.
Right up.
Shout out to John Bates and the crew over there because they absolutely took care of us today. I did post some pictures on the IG, so you got to go check that out. And CJ will be posting some stuff on his as well. But man, let me tell you, Brandon, you missed out, bro.
I saw it. I'm a little angry. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a little angry.
Hey. Well, we got a standing invite from my brother John over there, man. So, you know what? We'll have to take you over there. But man, we got into some beef short ribs they had today with the chimichurri on it. We had a little kielbasa sausage. We had some tipsy turkey, bro. Tipsy turkey. They had some turkey that had a brine that has some Hefeweizen in it.
Really?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Very interesting flavor.
Where I come from, we call that the heavy weasel.
Well, I tell you what, man, I don't know about all that, but I tell you, it was damn good. But no, we had some of that, man. We had some of that peach tea glazed pork belly béarnaise.
Saw those.
You know, and then if you remember when we went over to go visit our brother Joey at Victorians, we were talking about side dishes or whatever, and I was talking about that tomato and zucchini salad they do at Interstellar. So I had to get some.
Yes, sir.
So we had some of that. We had some jalapeno coleslaw. You know, we got it in, bro. Like I said, you missed out. I'm sorry that you couldn't make it, but I'll take you another time, man. And John said, hey, come on anytime. Y'all want to, let's get together and let's hang out. Let's chop it up. Let's do some cooking. So we're gonna do it at some point.
Well, hey, let's do it soon, brother. Let's do it soon.
Let's do it.
And then we got our resident poet, T from T-Dub Barbecue. T, what's good, bro?
What's happening, man? Now I'm hungry hearing about all that.
I know,
food.
man.
Yeah.
It ain't my fault.
Man.
It's a little bit your fault. Bro.
Yeah. Man, nothing much, man. I'm trying to get prepared for this 5K run on Saturday. I'm out of shape, but hey, it's that time of year again. I do the breast cancer run. Kind of fell off after COVID, like during that time, but I picked it back up last year. Matter of fact, this is one of my shirts from one of the previous years, but hey, man, I'm going to do it anyway.
Well, we appreciate you doing that, brother.
Man, yeah, absolutely.
Man. I got to get back to it, man.
Well, you had any cooks going on, man?
Man, funny. So a seasoning company reached out to me. I'm not going to say their name, but they had a jerk seasoning, wet and dry.
Ah.
So I tried that out on some leg quarters. I will say this: the seasoning is really good, but it didn't give me that jerk flavor. It was missing, man, like that allspice flavor. It's a solid season. I will say that, but it didn't give me any type.
Just didn't have a punch, huh?
Nah, but that's all I did. Still trying to get some time to do some other things. I still got that ground lamb I need to chop up and make some burgers. So hopefully I'll find some time, man. I got a real busy schedule coming up. If I can find some time, man, probably next week. Yeah.
Good stuff, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Hey, hold up.
What?
Bro,
what?
we talk about lamb.
I was waiting on it.
Is it luxury lamb?
Is it luxury lamb?
Brother, I don't know. Okay.
Hey, I do have another little tidbit I can add to the whole, because I tried to educate and bring what I find out about some lamb. And, I've been getting clowned ever since. But let me add this to you. Okay. So I got into a conversation with my brother John Bass today.
Okay.
And we were talking about lamb. And I told him how, my man BK keeps calling me, having that bougie lamb, whatever. And we got to talking about the difference between wool lamb and the short hair lamb. And you have that difference as far as, the lanolin and all that we were talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
He said also, even with short hair lamb, now go ahead and let you get your pen and your pad.
Hold on, let me get my.
Yeah.
So this isn't a pen. This I'm fancy. This is a writing instrument.
Okay. Well, you got your little writing instrumentation. So, no, man, what he said was that even with short hair lamb, you can still have that super gamey flavor. And it's because people may not be harvesting these lambs when they're supposed to be. They may go past that time because apparently it depends on the age of the lamb.
Mm-hmm.
And that even if you go past a certain time, then whatever that is that's within them that creates that lanolin flavor or whatever, it will be strong and gamey even in short haired lamb if they don't harvest it in time.
So basically, you're getting mutton and not lamb.
I guess so.
Kind of reminds me of venison.
Yeah. But he gave me some other tips and tricks that I'm not going to give away on the pod.
Okay, well, you can tell us in secret.
I'll tell you when we get on that jet to go to Costa Rica to get that brisket sandwich, bro.
That sounds like a good time to tell.
Okay, there you go.
Can't even lie because it's going down. Carlos, we coming back, bro. Shout out to my man Carlos down there at Duke's Texan Barbecue in Costa Rica. Costa Rica has fantastic barbecue, and I suggest you go down there and find out for yourself. I went to several places, and they do Texas barbecue just as good as Texas does. But don't take my word for it. Hop on down there, find out for yourself.
Hey, one last thing we can't glaze over here. We can't let this go by without mentioning. T kind of touched on it, so we got to give them they do. Again, Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yes.
Okay. And so, ladies, fellas, go get checked. That's right, indeed. Fellas. You can get breast cancer too. Go get checked. And T, you're doing the run. Are you taking donations to help sponsor you or anything like that? Or, is it just a straight run?
I don't have a donation set up, but the foundation that I'm running, it's a big to do here. And they have donations. They have donations when you sign up. They have donations online. They have donations when you're there. It's called they changed the name. It used to be the Palmetto Health, but now it is Famously Hot. That's what it's called now.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let's make sure we get that information so we could put it in the show notes, man. If people want to make donations.
And also it's Domestic Violence Awareness Month as well. So we want to spotlight that too. Just remember, ladies and men, love doesn't hurt. So if you're out there in a domestic violence situation, there are resources out there. I'm sure we'll put them in the show notes, but there are resources out there where you can get help and you don't have to sit there in pain.
Absolutely,
man. Yes.
Absolutely. And another note before we move on, y'all, at time that we're recording this, Hurricane Milton is getting ready to pounce on Florida and wreak a lot of havoc there on the state of Florida and the East Coast as a whole. And, our thoughts and prayers out to those folks that are going to have to suffer through that. And I just hope anybody who has to stick around is going to be okay, because that looks like it's gearing up to be a terrible, terrible storm. So our hearts go out to those folks who have to deal with that.
Yeah. They hadn't even got over Helene, man.
And then I saw, I don't know how accurate it is, but I saw a report that the next one, Nadine or something like that, is basically tracking that same area, but from the opposite side.
Wow. Yeah.
So, it's rough season for hurricanes, but hoping that everybody's safe and wishing everybody the best through all that.
Yeah, man.
But y'all, again, this is a Black Smoke Barbecue podcast. Barbecue is not just a code we live by, it's a culture we embody. And it's time to introduce our guest, y'all. Let me tell you something about this young brother, man. This guy is up and coming, moving through social media like wildfire, and for good reason. This brother makes amazing, amazing food, amazing barbecue, and a lot of fantastic seafood, which we don't see too much from the grilling and barbecue side. And we definitely need to see more of that. But let me give you a little bit of information on this brother. He was born and raised in Philly, currently resides on the Western Shore of Maryland. And he got the grilling bug from his pops and his mom, and all of his folks passed all that stuff on to him. And he works as a middle school counselor, and he runs a grilling club for his students. And I think that's pretty damn cool. Get the kids involved in doing that kind of stuff. And counseling is his purpose, but he says cooking is his passion. And I definitely believe that. And when you see this brother's content, I think you'll figure that out as well. He's also a member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. If y'all don't know, that's them damn Q dog. Hey, y'all look, he like my man Dog. He like Arsenal. He done Q dog, man.
I thought about that.
You got to keep an eye on them brothers, man. Yeah, he like Kyle, man. But listen, y'all, he started cooking on YouTube and Instagram last year, and he has amassed over 100,000 followers in the last year on Instagram. And y'all, look, that is a major deal. It's all for good reason, y'all. Let me introduce y'all to Justin Rowland from Grub with Just. Just, what's going on, man?
What's going on? First off, I just want to apologize for the technical difficulties last time. I know, hey, I haven't updated my MacBook. I got that joint when I graduated high school in 2014. I tried to update it. It was like, man, it took 9 hours to update. I'm like, dang. So I hit up my neighbor to ask if I could use her laptop. She was out of town. I'm like, oh, man, I wanted to do it so bad, but I'm so glad to be here with you guys live in full effect. And I can't wait to just have a great conversation and just, talk a little bit about my journey and soak up some knowledge from the GOATs themselves.
Hey, man, look, we're glad to have you here, brother. Yeah. Glad to have you here. So, man, look, what got you into cooking, man?
So, it all started when I was younger. Like, my grandmom got pictures of me cooking with flour on my face and all that. And, she put me in culinary school when I was younger. When I was in like middle school, she would sign me up for culinary classes with adults. So I'd be like the only kid in there just learning how to cook different foods. We made a chocolate bar one time. It was like right outside of Philly. So when I was younger, I wanted to be a chef. And it all started when I got to high school. I wanted to be a state trooper, which was kind of like, I loved to cook, but like I didn't really want to do it as a career. So I went to undergrad, Indiana University of Pennsylvania, with a major in criminology. And I was training like to be a state trooper. I was going on runs, looking up the state trooper tests and stuff like that, trying to pass it, everything. And I got profiled by the police really bad in 2000 and I want to say 17, where I got profiled outside my house. And at the time I was working at a summer camp. And I realized that if I was a cop, nothing against police or anything, but if I was a cop, people weren't really excited to see you. But whenever I went to the summer camp, the kids would be excited to see me. They would run up to me and, hug me. And at that moment, I wanted a career where I could feel like welcome when I go into my job versus people being intimidated by me. So that's when I got my master's to go back for school counseling. And while I was in graduate school, I was like, I had this big giant grill and I would just throw cookouts every Saturday. Like the whole yard would just come to my crib. I would have chicken on the grill, steak on the grill. I would let the whole yard know, like, hey, I'm cooking chicken, first come, first serve. And I would vlog it like on my Instagram story. And everybody's like, bro, you should start like making like content for this, or you should start selling platters and stuff like that. And I'm just like, that's not really my thing. So content, that was my thing, but selling platters and stuff, I'm like, that's not really for me. So summer of actually it was COVID year. I was at my grandparents' house. That's where I shoot all my videos at. I was there the whole entire summer, like just quarantine. I had a job online. I was an online summer school teacher, and I would literally just be cooking outside on the grill all day, just making Instagram stories to the point where people are like, bro, you need to create your own like Instagram page or whatever. So I wasn't really big on Instagram at the time. So I was making YouTube videos, and they're still up too. Just making long, I didn't understand the algorithm at all. They're like 14-minute videos of me just talking most of the time and just cooking, me holding the camera, horrible videos, but they're still up there. I kept them up there just to be humble. And I was seeing like Instagram influencers like make quick little, like short little reels. So I'm like, whoa, this is kind of dope. I think I could do this. So I started like studying like big names like Grilling with Dad. That's my guy. Southern Vibe, and that's my guy. Like I was watching them, hitting them up like, hey, you guys got any advice for me? And they would tell me some advice, and I started my own page. And I originally started on my personal Instagram page, and then I was like, I don't want to really mix like my business with like my personal Instagram page, because Lord knows this stuff back in the day. I was like, I made it used to be, first it was just outdoors. Then it was the Grill Goat, and then I changed the name. I thought the Grill Goat was corny, so then I changed it to Grub with Just. And then, man, I just started making videos and studying the algorithm. Like there'd be times where I'd just be like on Instagram, just studying like how people's video, how they do different cuts, how they do different, the lighting, the voiceovers, everything. And I kind of made it into my own, while giving props and my flowers to the ones who I studied. Cause I ain't gonna lie, if it wasn't for them, my page would not pop off like that. Like I kind of learned from the people who were already doing it. And just, I guess, cooking with the background and, cooking different seafood recipes and all that. I just took it around with it. And ever since, it's just been growing and growing and growing. You have one of those viral videos once in a while that just draws so much attention to your page that they get to see all the other stuff that you created. So yeah, that's kind of my journey. I also used to do food reviews too. When I was a teacher in North Philadelphia, I would pull up to different restaurants in Philly and do food reviews in my car. Swear to God, it's still up there.
Wow.
Yeah. That's how dedicated I was with the food stuff. I always knew I wanted to do something with food on social media. I just didn't really know how to do it, the algorithm and the skill set and what you need to do in order to get there. So.
Well, you definitely found your path. But
yes, sir.
Speaking of seafood, before I get into seafood, I just want to say that those honey Old Bay wings, I've talked about them on this show a couple of times. The first time I made them, I forgot about the hot sauce, added it late. Still turned out good. The second time I made it, I forgot to put the Old Bay in the honey mixture. But the third time I made it came out great. And we love those. Those are a staple in our house. I even crossed over and I did some honey Old Bay turkey wings that turned out pretty good too. Yeah. Man, I appreciate you for that. Because growing up, I'm from Charleston, and we same thing like Mary. We love seafood. We love blue crabs, and a staple in the house was always that Old Bay, right? And so growing up, I always thought I read the back, and I noticed that where it had chicken on this, I'm like, let me try poultry, So I tried it on some chicken before some years ago, some fried chicken and some grilled chicken, and I loved it. And you were the first person that I saw actually do that with chicken, so I was like, oh, this is my guy. And I think that might have been one of the first videos I saw you, right? Well, speaking of seafood, right? Mm-hmm. How did you decide to bring seafood into your videos, especially those blue crabs?
So I'm a big seafood person, like seafood. Oh, and the honey Old Bay wings, that's a Maryland thing. I didn't even know about that until I moved down here. I was at a restaurant one time. And I'm like, honey Old Bay wings. Everybody's like, yo, get it. It's a Maryland thing. I tried it. I'm like, oh, I'm stealing this. So I did not come up with that on my own. I got at this place in Annapolis called, what's this place called? I can't remember the name, but it was fire. The West End Grill. That's when I first had it. It was so good. But anyway, I got into seafood. Seafood is my favorite. You know, if you anybody ask me what's your favorite food, anything seafood, from crabs to lobster to fish to shrimp, scallops. I love seafood. So, seafood is my area of expertise outside of chicken. I love being on the water. Also, I'm a thalassophile, which means I'm literally addicted to like being on a body of water. If I'm on a body of water, whether it's a lake, a stream, a river, I'm at peace. Like, so I don't know. And I'm also allergic to salt water too, by the way. Like I can't get in at all, which sucks. I know I'm always on.
That's ironic. Yeah.
That's super ironic.
Yeah, it is.
It's crazy. Wow. So even though I love being on the water, I can't get in. But everything about seafood is just awesome. And then I always grilled salmon growing up. Like in high school, my mom would be like, hey, can you start up the charcoal? I'm going to grill some salmon. So I'd be grilling salmon. And I really found out like the past couple of years, you can really grill any seafood you want when it comes to scallops. You can grill crabs. Like it's a totally different ballpark when you start grilling seafood. And I love the flavor of it. I feel like it gets a little bit more juicier when you grill too, if you keep the temperature right. So I just feel like grilled seafood just has a different kick to it versus just cooking it on the pan or sauteing it.
How did you get into like the blue crab? Because I know growing up, we always were told that you can't cook the crabs when they're dead. So what's that process like, opening the back and then grilling them up?
For sure. So I actually catch my crabs. I catch them off the pier. And first off, when you buy live crabs, they've been sitting for a minute, so they don't have a lot of energy. Like they're real tired. You know, they might snap at you a little bit. But when you catch them fresh out, them dudes got the most energy in the world. Like them dudes will attack you, spit on you. Like their eyesight, they have 20/20 vision. Like you can literally put your hand in their face and they will snap at you. Like, so you gotta be careful when you messing with them crabs fresh out the water. But how I do it, I usually boil them. Now, it's forbidden in Maryland to boil crabs, and I learned this the hard way when I got crucified in the comments. But I recently bought a steamer about a year ago, and I to be honest with you, steamed crabs are fire. Boiled crabs they're both super good. But I love the fact of just having a big case of cheap beer, dumping it all in, letting it boil, putting the fruit in. Now, and then I take the live crab, and this is the most depressing part. I hate doing it. But, you know, we got to eat good, and you just kind of dump it right in that live boil, and it's boom, they're out like that. Now, if I grill a crab, how you can put them to sleep, you get a big giant tub of cold water, put a bunch of ice in there, and then throw the crabs in that ice water, which basically it freezes them, so that way they don't feel anything. So that's another main way to cook crabs when it comes like that also.
Okay.
Yeah, so if I don't want to just throw a live crab on top of a flame, I feel like that's wild.
Yeah, it is
so bad. I could throw them in the boiling water, but throwing them on top of the flame, that crosses the line. I'm like,
man, I'm digging that. Hey, just Alton here from the Dog Father's Barbecue, and man, I got to tell you, you know, when I came across your content, I mean, dude, I'm a seafood lover too, and what is ironic, you said that you're a seafood guy, but you're allergic to saltwater, right? I just recently got some allergy testing and found out I'm allergic to seafood. And but the funny thing is I don't have like any reactions or any of that stuff. I freaking love seafood, man. Absolutely love seafood. So it was kind of a trip to see the results saying that I'm allergic to sea. I'm gonna still keep eating it. So, but so let me ask you this, man, because again, I'm with T, man, and in fact, looking at your page and seeing the things that you do, man, talk to me about these oysters, bro. Because my wife is like all in on oysters, and we've done it on the half shell and that type of thing, and it's not really my favorite thing to do, but when I see people doing it on the grill or whatever, I mean, man, talk to me about your process for doing oysters, bro.
So oysters on the grill, top 10, like top 5. I even give it top 5. So, I spice up, like there's so many different ways you can grill an oyster, but when you have an oyster with the shell closed, you don't even have to like prop them open. Literally all you do is just throw them on top of the flame the mouths open itself. So they'll be on the top of the flame for maybe like 2 minutes, and the mouths will slowly start to open, which, that's kind of like throwing a crab, same as throwing a crab on top of a flame. But I guess they don't snap at you. I feel like oysters don't have emotions or nothing. So, but then then you take the top shell off, and I season them with, you could season with anything. Salt, pepper. I don't even season them with salt. Pepper, garlic, lemon juice, lime juice, and then on top of that, you could put, I like crab meat on top with some butter, garlic butter, and man, just let that joint just sizzle, just bubble for like maybe 3 to 4 minutes. Take them off, and I'm telling you, even if you want to put some cheese on top of that, like that grilled oysters are so much better than any type of. Now, actually, I had a raw oyster the other day. I had a raw oysters before, but the first time where I was really like, whoa, this is fire. I was in Annapolis, and I had a live raw oyster that was actually fire with nothing on it. But when it's grilled, it's the best thing ever. And it's easy. It's super easy.
Yeah.
Like, all you do is just literally throw it on, season it, and let it bubble. The total cooking process is maybe like 10 minutes. Yeah. And people will tear it up. So especially oyster season about to pull up now. If you cop like 10, now you can't eat. If you eat too many, your stomach's gonna go crazy. I learned that the hard way. I could probably eat like maybe 3 to 4 of them joints. I eat 5 or 6, and I'll be on the toilet all night. But I learned that lesson the hard way. Especially when you put the cheese on top and everything. Oh yeah, it gets dark for me. But I feel like grilled oysters that it's better than any type of oyster you can make.
I agree.
There's so many ways you can make it. You can put spinach on there, crab meat on there, shrimp on there. Like, there's so many different ways you could be creative with oysters, and it looks perfect in the video.
Yeah,
like, it looks beautiful.
The funny thing is when you see people do oysters on the grill or whatever, it looks like it's something that's difficult.
Yeah, no,
looks complex, whatever. But nah, man. So you over on the East Coast,
yes, sir,
and you love seafood. Crawfish, man.
Crawfish.
Let's talk about that. How did you get into crawfish?
So I got crucified for my crawfish video too. I bought
those damn thumb thugs out there.
I bought them frozen. They weren't fresh. And I looked at the bag, and I don't think they're it says they're from New Orleans, but I don't really think I think they lied on it. I actually got into crawfish from the Chinese buffets growing up.
Oh, yeah.
You go to the Chinese buffets, and they would just have crawfish. That would be the first place. I literally they put a pole out, and I'm taking half of that joint and I'm in there. I'm like, don't you think you had enough crawfish? I'm like, nah. So when I started cooking them, this was in college. I actually made a crawfish video on my YouTube. And I got crucified on that too, because they're frozen. But I've never did a live crawfish boil, like with live crawfish. Yeah. And that's one of my plans coming out. I want to do a live, like get it shipped out, and do a live, because I feel like the flavor would be so much better if you put all that good stuff in there. Because I'll be watching some YouTubers and Instagrammers who do live crawfish boils versus like the frozen kind, and the tails fall off as soon as you defrost them and everything. Like if I do a live one, I feel like that'd be so massive. So, but I always do it in beer, lemon, onions, garlic, all the seasonings and stuff like that. Let it come to a boil, and then actually when I'm done the boil, I take out all the stuff that's in there, trash it, and I pour that the mixture, and I freeze it so that the next boil I make, like the flavor is already in there. I do the same thing with crabs. Nice. I freeze my crab boil so that way when I make it the next time, you still got all that flavor in there, because like the first batch when you do a crab boil is not as good as the second batch.
Right.
Oh yeah.
The second batch is not as good as the third batch. The more you put in there, the more flavor gets soaked up in there. And that fourth or fifth batch, if you do a lot of crabs, it's the best batch. So I take that, the water and then beer, and I put it in like a plastic bag, freeze it. So that way when I do a next one, just heat it up, it melts, and then that same flavor is all in there.
I'm trying that.
Well, you know what, man? I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
We've done our fair share of hooking up some live crawfish here.
Oh, I'm coming. I'm telling you, I'm coming down there.
Hey, man, come on, bro. T, hey, swing by, pick up tea on the way, man.
Yeah.
Y'all come on. But I'll tell you this, man. For a crawfish, and I'm sure it is the same way with crab, it's all about that soak.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And you boil the crawfish or whatever. One of the gadgets that I got, man, that again I saw, YouTube is YouTube University. You can find out everything there.
Everything.
There's a thing I want to say it's called the Boil Boss. you know, and once you get your crawfish cooked in that boiling water or whatever, you kill the flame and you hang this boil box on the pot and it connects to a water hose.
Or with the little the jets to hit all sides of the pot to rapid cool.
Yeah, exactly. So you're not diluting, because a lot of people old school, you just go throw a bag of ice in there or whatever, but you know, you're diluting your mixture. You know, at that point, your solution, I guess I'll call it. But when you use this thing, it's actually spraying. It's like, think of a hula hoop that goes around the pot, and it's got holes in it, and so it sprays water on the exterior of the pot, and it runs all the way down the pot, and you just keep it running, and it literally will cool that pot down real fast.
Oh wow!
You know, and then once it gets to the temperature you want it, so you know you've stopped the cooking process. Now you can just let it soak.
So yeah,
and that crawfish is not going to be overcooked and get mushy, and it's just soaking in that flavor. You know, and then you go dump that out into the cooler and then onto the table with your cold beer.
I need a live lesson. I need to see that in full
effect.
Hey
man, we can do it.
Are you on board with the Viet Cajun type of crawfish?
Me?
Any of y'all?
I never even heard of that.
Oh yeah.
Me either. What's that?
The way the Vietnamese do it, so it's a contentious thing where the crawfish purists think you're just supposed to do the boil, and all the seasoning is in the boil. Well, Vietnamese folks, they do the season boil, but when those crawfish come out of there, man, bro, they are laying on the seasoning.
Yeah.
After you've dunked, it's more dry seasoning, butter. You name it, and dog. Let me tell you something. I've done that too. That's the way to go.
That's good stuff.
Hey, that's the way to go, bro.
Yeah.
You know, first time I had that, I was in Houston.
It's very big there.
It's very big there. And we had a spot here in Austin for a little while that was doing that, and I don't know. It closed down, and I don't know if there's another one here. I think there is, but I haven't been to it yet, and I don't know if it's still open because I just found it like last year. That stuff is good.
I tell you what, my people over there at Deckhands, they do it that way, and brother, yes sir, fire for sure. Well, look, y'all, we up against the halfway mark, man. This is going by pretty fast. We're gonna stop, pay a few bills, man. Y'all check out our sponsors, buy some of their products. These folks support us, and we would appreciate it if y'all support them. Check them out.
We like you to meet Sweet Charlene, the barbecue seasoning created from family bonds that is low in sodium but high in flavor. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner or a seasoned pitmaster. Level up your barbecue game with this dry rub that has amazing taste and great color. Go to EddieWrightBarbecue.com right now and order your choice between the 6-ounce shaker bottle, the 16-ounce bag, or my favorite, the 32-ounce bag, and start rubbing your beef, pork, and poultry the right way.
All right, y'all, we're back from the break, and again, we really do hope that y'all will support our sponsors. Those folks look out for us. Check them out, man. Those are some really good products. But now, you got probably the best damn backdrop in all of content creation on the internet, bro. You got to tell us about where you're recording, bro.
So, funny story, not funny story, serious story. That's actually my grandparents' house. So my grandparents, like without them, I would not be the man I am today. My grandfather, he's an attorney. Well, he was an attorney. He retired now. He grew up in a 3-bedroom household with like 14 brothers and sisters. Had to fight his way to get to college, to Temple University. By the luck of God, he was one out of like 5 people out of like 500 people that got a scholarship, and he was able to fight adversity and start his own law firm. My grandma worked for International Paper. She also came from Virginia, came out of Virginia. Family didn't have a lot. So when I tell you they started from the gutter on up, like they are the reason why I strive so hard and why I work so hard and why I have so much ambition, because if they, got out their situation and was able to provide for me and in order to feed up my goals and in order to embrace me. And like my grandfather, like he has the most wisdom-minded person you'll ever met. You sit out there and smoke a cigar and drink some whiskey with him, he's giving you straight gems. So That's at my grandparents' house that they worked extremely hard for. I would never sit up and be like, oh yeah, this is my house. It's like, nah, this is not my house. I literally just, I'm down there. And actually, you mentioned breast cancer awareness. My grandmom actually has stage 4 cancer right now. So,
man.
Yeah, so that's one thing I take seriously. So when I'm over there, I'm helping out with around the house, yard work, keeping my grandmom company, cooking for my grandfather. And so when I'm over there, I'm not just shooting content. Like I do that for fun, but like I'm really over there helping them out, making sure my grandmom has, good company. Cause, like my grandma's my biggest fan. She be in the comments when people comment negative stuff. Oh, she be right at them.
I love it.
She don't play.
I love it.
And
I love it, man.
My grandma's gangster too. You know what I'm saying? Like she is gangster. She will cuss me out. She will, but she loves me. And she's the reason why I go so hard. And why I you know what I'm saying? I'm just so appreciative of, them, my parents too, my mom and dad too. They raised me extremely well. I just, that's on the Eastern Shore. So all I gotta do is just go right over the bridge. And it's really a blessing. I'm not even gonna lie, like just being able to just go over there, spend time with my grandparents, shoot content, drink a few beers out there and, just have fun with it. And, it's just a beautiful thing just to go over there and your and on top of that, like they get inspired by my page because it's something that they built and it's something that they could showcase. Like the world is looking at it. So, they cherish that background their whole entire life. When they first moved there in 93, they were like, yo, I want to show the world this because they worked so hard for it. So like, kind of like when they see it in full effect and they see the positive comments, like, where the heck do you shoot at? It's just like, man, this is my grandparents' crib. They worked super hard for it. And I try to be as humble as possible about it. Because I don't want people to think I'm some loaded rich dude who doesn't, like, that's not me at all. Like I'm in education, like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, I know about that.
And I love what I do. And I would never leave education. I don't care how much this cooking stuff pops off. I'm always going to be a counselor. Because that's where my purpose is. But yeah, I shoot on the Eastern Shore. I love that. That's my favorite place on earth is where I shoot my videos at. When I'm in that spot right there, I'm just at peace. Nothing else matters. Nothing else could bother me. Like if I'm feeling a little anxious, I feel a little bit upset, I swear to God, I sit down, close my eyes and just imagine myself just sitting there just with some chicken on the grill, just sipping on a cranberry vodka, my favorite drink, or smoking a cigar or something. That's my spot where when I'm there, I'm just at peace.
Man, I hear that. Yeah. Man, we gonna have to link up, bro.
Oh, for sure, man.
We're going to have to get it. Yeah, man. Your grandparents sound like my type of people, bro.
No doubt, man.
Oh, yeah. You got to pull up. I swear to God, if you take a flight to BWI, we'll be on that bridge as soon as you land. Right over there. Got a boat ride. Got the grill going. All that.
Hey, I hear that. Yeah. You mentioned International Paper.
Yes, sir.
And are we talking Franklin?
I know my grandma worked for them. I don't know that she was based out in Philly, I believe, but she would travel.
Okay. So, originally, you mentioned Virginia, dude. That's where my folks are from.
Virginia. Yeah.
Yeah. My folks are from Virginia as well.
Nice.
Your Suffolk and Franklin area.
Okay. She's from Lawrence. I think Lawrenceville. I think she's from Lawrenceville.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So.
That was what you brought back a memory when you mentioned the paper, because I remember every time we go to my uncle's house, man, he lived right down the road from that paper factory.
Oh, wow.
And it's an odor you never forget.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Yes. I wasn't sure about the Franklin part, but I just know my grandma was doing business over there. She always talks about it. So.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Brandon. I'm sorry, man. I ain't mean to jump in over you, bro.
No, man. I mean, look. Do your thing, brother. I mean, bro, we're here for a conversation, man.
Yeah, man. I'm digging it.
That's what it's all about, bro.
Yes, sir.
So let me ask you this. In terms of being a content creator, I know that you said you kind of had to like figure out what your avenue was going to be and stuff like that. But what was your process of going through and learning like what people don't see? It something we talk about pretty often here, the producing, the editing, the loading, like what's that like for you?
Yeah. So, I tell everybody, like, in order to start this, you got to spend some type of money. So I was going to the grocery store, like Harris Teeter out where I shoot my video at. They know me in that store. Like I was in there buying stuff all the time. And this is before I got big because I wanted, in order to make money, you got to put out money. So that investment was just me going to the grocery store, buying stuff, studying the algorithm. Like the algorithm is important on YouTube. On Instagram, like people can mess up the algorithm just by clicking off your video. Like, so you got to make sure that you have to have the right amount of time on your videos and the right amount of the angles, the lights, the voiceovers, the punchlines. Like that's one thing I've been studying on a lot. Also, with me, when it comes to like my recipes, I swear to you, I go and I don't know what I'm gonna make. I go in the grocery store knowing that I'm gonna make 3 videos and I have no idea what I'm gonna make. And I'm just walking around the grocery store. I might go to the seafood section. They might have some frog legs. Oh, snap. They got frog legs here. Okay, cool. Frog leg video. I'm just walking around the grocery store, just freestyling. Might see a snapper. And do I feel like, nah, I'm not making a snapper. Go to the chicken section. Should I smoke a Cornish hen today? All right, I'll make a Cornish hen video. Like, none of this stuff is planned. Like, sometimes I'll be thinking while I'm driving, thinking about a recipe, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to do that. And I write it down. But most of my videos, I swear, they're just on the spot. Like, so, the hardest part I feel about shooting content is getting the angles, lighting, like the editing and the voiceover part. That's annoying, but it's easy. The hardest part I think is getting those angles of lighting since I shoot outside. There's all these trees back there. So whenever the sun is over, like you got to make sure if the sun is shining on it, you got to get it right there because it can mess it up. Sometimes the birds be chirping in the background, airplanes go over and you be like, bro, shut up. You know what I'm saying? Or like, the wind is the worst. The wind knocks my tripod over in the middle of me shooting, or you get the wrong shot. Like, let's say you forget to record. That happened a couple times, and where I got that money shot, oh my gosh, that's the worst. So I feel like the hardest part is getting that perfect shot with the lighting and everything. And on top of that, like my tripod that I use, the dirtiest thing in the world. Like I'm talking like I'm seasoning the food up, oiling it, then moving my tripod.
Hey, welcome to the club, bro.
Oh, yeah, to the club. And that tripod stinks. My grandma don't even let me bring it in the house. I gotta keep it outside. Yeah, like you don't clean your tripod. It looks nerdy. It's all sticky. I'm like, yeah. I mean, hey, you know what I'm saying. But in order to get those shots, you got to keep moving the tripod, adjusting it, getting different angles. So for the algorithm purpose. So I feel like that's the hardest part. And then editing and voiceovers, I mess up. I'm terrible at that. Like, you can, with iMovie, I edit on myself on iMovie. And every time you do a voiceover and you cancel it, it sticks with that number. So every time I'm done a video, it'll be like voiceover number 100 over a 30-second video because I keep messing up. So yeah, that's probably, that's a journey when it comes to shooting content and stuff like that. But all my recipes and stuff, they're on the spot. Like I don't just plan it. I just literally just brainstorm. I work better doing stuff on the spot than planning ahead. Like I'm just better like that. Now, just once in a while, there's recipes I'm like, I'm gonna make. Like I made a video with Kingsford that's coming up soon. It's bacon wrapped around crab meat. I was on the spot.
Nah.
Like Kingsford hit me up like, hey, I want you to do something with bacon wrapped around it. So I'm in the grocery store and I see crab legs. I'm like, whoa, grilled bacon wrapped crab meat. I did it, came out fire.
Yeah, man.
So like it's just stuff like that. Like I
like to rock with that dog.
Yeah, I'm sending you a picture. It was crazy. It's uploading next week.
Please do.
They say bacon goes with everything, right?
That joint goes with everything. I'm telling you, that joint was fire I put some garlic butter on top. What?
Only thing better than bacon. Only thing better than bacon is more bacon.
Oh yeah,
more bacon.
So I'm assuming you're like a one-man operation, like the rest of us.
Yeah.
Is a question we posed last week. If you could, would you hire a camera person, or you think the magic is in doing it yourself?
Honestly, like I probably wouldn't because like I'm so used to I have fun doing it. And I feel like if it's been taken off with me just by myself, now what I will do, you know what I'm saying, when I get that other half, she's going to be working that camera for sure. That's all I need. You know what I'm saying?
Don't bank on it, bro. Don't bank on that, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I can say that my wife does some help with the camera work sometimes.
Oh, man, look.
There's hope.
You're a blessed man, T.
You go like this. We know you need help, bro. Come get you.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? But nah, I love just being out there. Actually, now that I think about it, my uncle, he's big in production. He works with Common, BET, like he's big with everything. So that Bush's Baked Bean joint I did, he brought his whole camera equipment out, the lighting. Like, he really helped me out with that video. And he helped me out so much, man. I bought him all this stuff just to reward it. But, like, it's a whole process with shooting. Like, when you have a cameraman, like, you know, they want to get all the angles. They want to redo everything. They want to
do it over. Yeah,
I'm sure that shot, like, that probably took a whole day, which we had so much fun doing. And, like, I'm so used to just being fast paced and just being like, hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, like, with the videographer, unless somebody sends them to me, I probably wouldn't. Unless it's my uncle. My uncle's welcome to do it anytime he wants. And with my future wife, she's also going to be on the ones and twos. But it's nothing better than just having a tripod out there and just, you know, doing it on your own, not having to worry about, you know, somebody telling you this, that, and the third. Like, because my uncle's good, but, like, if a videographer came over and tried to tell me what to do, I'm like, come on, man, this is my joint. But
yeah, I went through that one time, man, where I did a spot with Dexcom, and they came out here, brought their whole team of people. Brandon was here that day,
yeah,
wow.
And the first, what was it? The first about 4.5 hours. You know, they had me basically sitting there, the lightning, everything, and basically I'm having a bunch of scripted things that I needed to say, you know, and like, questions they were asking and this and that and the other. And okay, well, let's do this again and maybe say it this way or maybe look this way, you know, and it was just all these different things. So it gave me a whole new perspective, man, on people that do that daily, you know, and having to follow that direction. Whereas, dude, like you said, we off the cuff, man. Whatever we say, whatever, if we're going to cook something, we kind of wing it and then kind of write the recipe afterwards type deal, you know, whatever. So it's very different.
They're perfectionists and I love it. But like I said, my Uncle Brian's the only one who could do that. I don't think I could do it for anybody else. Like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's where I stand with the whole camera thing. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I get like invited to like, you know, a cooking show or something, that's different. You know what I'm saying? But if it's like my joint in the backyard, like, I just kind of like to stick it traditional. I'm real traditional with it.
I hear that, man. So let me ask you this, man, because recently I found out, I didn't know this. I don't know how I didn't know this, but we share a mutual sponsor in Pit Boss, you know, and come to find out that you're actually on the same Pit Boss team. So how long have you been working with Pit Boss and how did that, come to be?
So I was working with some grill companies in the past and shout out to them. Like one of the grill companies, they believed in me before when I had like 20K followers, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I felt like Pit Boss, they had a griddle, they had the smokers, they had the fire pit, which I'm big on fire pits. So I reached out to them and I was like, hey, you know, I reached out to them. I was like, hey, you know, I'm a influencer, which I hate that word. And I want to see, you know, if I could work with you guys a little bit. Here's my page. And I always DM pages off my Instagram. I don't like sending emails because they get 1,000 emails asking. I want them to like see, like, okay, this is Grub with Just. So they hit me back. We had an interview after I got off work in my office with kids still all in the office and all that. I had to shut the door and tell them to get out. And it hit off right away. And they sent me the smoker. They sent me the fire pit, the griddle. And they also sent me a griddle for my students. We're going to be doing breakfast incentives every Friday for the students who are doing what they're supposed to do. I'm having each teacher in my 7th grade pick out 9 kids. And whoever those 9 kids are, we're starting this Friday. We're going to be down in the cafeteria cooking breakfast on the Pit Boss griddle. So I'm super excited about that. So like when a company believes in you like that and they also support your purpose, you know, they know I'm a school counselor and they don't even ask questions. Like they didn't be like, oh yeah, can you send me, you know, this, that, and what you plan to do it? He was just like, bro, I got you here. Boom. Showed up at the school. Kids were crying. They were like, oh, this is awesome. And, you know, that's a company I could get down with. And that's a company that I love working with because, you know, they see what I'm doing and I create good content. Like I just created the bacon cheeseburger dip for them. And that joint is going crazy right now. I got like 26,000 likes on it. And using the Pit Boss smoker. And that was a collab. So I feel like me and Pit Boss, you know, that's going to be an awesome, awesome collab moving forward because I just got so much in store. We got the fire pit coming up. When them leaves drop, I can't wait for that fire video. I got the Carhartt overalls already. I'm going to look like a lumberjack. So, you know, I'm trying to just make sure that, you know, I just create the best content for them and they know that, they got somebody that's serious about it. And yeah, this is a great company with great products overall. I want that barrel smoker though. I told
Barrel, that's the truth.
I need that barrel smoker. I need that joint. That's
the truth, man.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, man. We might have to do some collaboration stuff, man. Because I'm in talks with getting that fire pit as well to do some.
I didn't even set it up yet.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I need to do that. So, because live fire cooking is like huge down here.
Yeah. When them leaves fall, when them orange leaves fall up here, oh, it's over because the scenery gonna look crazy. I'm gonna have the fire pit going. I'm gonna have the Carhartt overalls, my Timbs. I'm gonna be. I already got the video preview.
Yeah, man.
I told Barrett too. I'm like, hey, give me till like November to make this fire pit video. I didn't even open it yet because I know if I open, I'm gonna use it too much and it's not gonna look fresh for the video. I'm like, yeah, I'm staring every time I walk by that box. I'm like, I like start twitching. Like, I can't wait till I open it. I can't wait.
Hey, we gonna have to talk, bro. We gonna have to talk. Let's do this. Brandon, come on, man, get yours.
God.
I'm working on it. Go ahead, T.
So you talked about passion and purpose. Cooking is your passion, and being an educator or counselor is your purpose. Tell us about your grilling club. How did you bring the two together to start that?
Yeah, so that is one of my proudest accomplishments. Like, you got graduating from college, crossing the fraternity, being a school counselor, but like the grilling club was the first thing that I created and executed, and it came out a success. So I started my first year as being a school counselor was 2022. I came there over the summer. So small story. Being a school counselor, everybody thinks we're off on the summertime. In my school district, we work during the summer. So I'm in the office literally doing scheduling and stuff while all the teachers are out enjoying their summer. I'm in the office just chilling. So it was my first summer being a school counselor. I got there in July, and there was a time where Power School, which we use is like how you do scheduling and stuff like that, that was down. So it was literally nothing to do. So I'm sitting there like, man, I'm so bored in my office. I'm watching Power. And this is my first year, so I don't know any of the students. So I'm just there.
Right.
So I'm like, man, I could be doing something like productive with this. You know what I'm saying? I could be hanging out with kids. You know what I'm saying? If I knew the kids, I would tell them to come back and just hang out with me all day because there's nothing to do. So I put in mind, I was like, next year, I'm going to create a grilling club. I met a guy named Dr. Hughes. He works at the Office of Equity in Anne Arundel County Public Schools. And I told him my idea. I'm like, yo, I have a grilling club idea. I had a couple other clubs that I wanted to start with the school. And he just brought it to life. He was like, come up with like a budget sheet and everything and a proposal. My mom helped me out with it. We had a meeting. I wrote up how much the grill cost. Man, he had everything covered when it came to grill, the utensils, the charcoal. We had pallets of charcoal coming to the school, a new grill. The teachers was like, how the heck did you get this? I'm like, hey, man, just resources. But like, he planted that seed in me, and he's the reason why I go so hard because like he saw my idea and he moved it forward. So anyway, I came up with the schedule. I was telling the kids like, man, pull up to the summer. So the grilling club is over the summer. So the kids are out of school. We have about 14 to 20 kids pull up every Wednesday. I'm talking like they just come from their communities and just pull up. They come back to school just to come kick it with me. I came up with a schedule. Wegmans gave us gift cards. So 1 week, the schedule was like 1 week we did chicken. Next week we did lamb chops. I wanted to do things that they've never tried before. So like lamb chops. Half the kids never even had lamb chops before. And the parents were mad at me. They're like, man, why'd you put them on lamb chops? Because lamb chops aren't cheap. So they had lamb chops. They asked, hey, Mom, can we make lamb chops? I'm like, my fault. But, we did salmon, lamb chops and everything. And it was just cool to just, all we do is kick it outside. The grill's going, the music flowing, and we just talking. And the fact that my middle schoolers want to come back to school to come kick it and grill with me and come eat, that just shows that that means the world to me. You know what I'm saying? And the last one we did a crab steam, because if I say boil, I'll get crucified in Maryland. With Jimmy Seafood, they donated a bushel of crabs to my students. And that was a beautiful day. We just sat out back and literally just did a whole crab steam, and the kids loved it. We used Old Bay garlic butter. And, we got their own custom T-shirts with the Grill Club on it. Shout out to High Res Prince over in California. And it's just a beautiful experience, man. Like, just to be able to just uplift the kids. And the most my proudest memory of the Grilling Club is it was over the summer. I had the worst day ever. It was something my grandmom was going through treatment and stuff like that. And one of my students' mom sent me an email. They had like a family reunion down in like North Carolina. And my student was over there just seasoning. He cooked for the whole entire family, was seasoning the chicken with all the seasonings I gave him and threw it on the grill. And she sent me a picture of him seasoning the chickens and stuff like that. And he never would have got that if it wasn't for me. And that just made my whole entire, I'm like, that's the reason why I do it. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, we have a great time with the grilling club. I can't wait till next summer because like literally it's so boring in the summertime. I look forward to every Wednesday. I'm like, oh, I can't wait till the kids come because I get to do something productive. But yeah, we have a great time. And I'm glad I get to continue with this year with the griddle now with the kids so that I'm teaching them how to cook bacon, sausage, eggs, and hash browns. So I get to continue on that journey.
Yeah.
And all the food I make on my channel, 90% of it goes to my students. Like I literally make when I, like that cheeseburger dip, that went straight to my students. I heated it up in the oven in the school, went down to lunch, and literally just passing out plates and passing out chips and just dumping it on there, and they're literally tearing it up. Like all of my food goes straight to my students because I'm not gonna eat it all. You know what I'm saying? I shoot content and I just give it to them to let them eat it all. So it's like it's beautiful. That's why I said I'm blessed. I try to be as humble as possible, but it's just a blessing for real.
Yeah, man.
I love it.
So, what's some advice you would give some up and coming content creators?
I wrote these notes down. I wrote this down. Let me see.
Okay.
Oh, he came prepared, man.
Yeah, I came prepared. I love it.
I love it. Hell, I don't come prepared most of the time. I'm digging this.
So I would say number one, believe in yourself because nobody supports you more than you support yourself.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of times people have an idea and they think it's just going to pop off overnight. And I struggle with that myself. But if you believe in yourself and you keep doing what you're doing and you support yourself, eventually your seed will pop off. It might not even be within the idea that you have, but it'll be in something else down the road. And I feel like if you believe in yourself, you can accomplish anything. And you got to be confident about your goals. I say number two, don't compare anybody else's success to your success. Which I struggle with that as well. All these things I've struggled with and I've learned. You might be like, dang, this video popped off, but my video didn't pop off. Or he got a promotion and I didn't get a promotion. Or this student likes him, but he doesn't like me. I had to stop doing that and realize that this is my journey. This is my path. And when you start watching other people's success and not your own, you start to get envious and you really got to focus on. And if you're trying to start a business or everything, it's good to study other people's ways on how they get their business, but be inspired by them and admire them and take notes from them, but also know that this is your journey and not this is your path and not their path or anybody else's path. Sometimes your path might be slower. Sometimes it might be faster. It all depends on your work ethic, what God has in store for you, the time. It might not be the time. Sometimes you might have a fire idea that is going to pop off, but it's not the time. You know what I'm saying? God might want you to wait and sit on that until later in life, which I learned that the hard way. Because I've been making cooking videos since 2017 and it didn't start popping off till last year. And I was thinking, dang, my YouTube videos, this is fire. I got the fire background. I'm entertaining and it's not popping off. Like, nah, it just wasn't my time at the moment. I was in grad school I was an academic advisor. And at that time, it just wasn't my time. So I feel like when you focus on yourself and your goals versus looking at somebody else's goals and comparing yourself to them, that's going to bring you down. You know what I'm saying? And whenever God wants you to have your time or whatever idea you have, it'll have. You just got to be patient, keep working hard, and believe in yourself. What's another one I said? Oh, I said, don't do it for the money. Like, the money will come. If you love doing something and do it for fun. Like, when I was making cooking videos at first, I loved going to the grocery store. Even though I wasn't making any money off it, I had fun doing it, and then the money will come. Also, I put have a 9-to-5. If you're going into content creating, having a 9-to-5 while you're going into content creating before your stuff pops off is important too, because a lot of times people will, they'll be like, I don't want to work a 9-to-5. I just want to do content creating. But I feel like for me, my 9-to-5 helped my content creating go, because without my 9-to-5, I wouldn't have the money to be able to buy the food I was creating with the stuff. So I feel like with my 9-to-5, which I'll never leave to this day, like it's just, it's important. And, even if, let's say some people, they use a 9-to-5, if their business takes off, leave your 9-to-5. You got enough to sustain yourself, you're good. But until then, I feel like having that 9-to-5, having that safe blanket where you can sleep better at night, I feel like that's one of the most important things. Another thing I said, you have to be misunderstood in order to be successful. There's a lot of people who don't understand the things I'm doing, especially in the education system. You get questioned a lot. Why does he do this? Why does he do that? Why is he taking the kids out? Why is he doing this griddle club? Why is he doing the grilling club? What is this? What is the purpose behind this? In order to be successful, I feel like you have to be misunderstood, and that's just a part of being successful. And throughout my life, I've been misunderstood my whole entire life. But at the end of the day, everybody who is successful, when you think about millionaires, rappers, investment bankers, lawyers, they were all misunderstood at one point. And I feel like being misunderstood makes you extremely humble if you could take lessons from it. And I'm used to it. So I feel like being misunderstood, that's one thing that I would give. Be 100% okay with being misunderstood. It's okay. People don't understand, but sooner or later they'll know when they see you winning, and they'll be like, oh, I know that guy. You know what I'm saying? And they might not know now, but sooner or later they'll know. And then last but not least, with the content creating side, I would say study content creators who've made it. The best algorithm hack that I've learned, and this is just me, like this is the best algorithm hack I learned. Find your favorite Instagram influencer who got it like that, like got like over 500K, a million followers. Scroll all the way down, depending on how many pictures that they have, scroll all the way down to the bottom of their page and watch their first couple of videos that they made. You'll see how different it is, and scroll all the way up and watch how different their videos are. It's totally different. The cuts are different. The lighting is different. The voiceovers are different. The quality is different. That's the algorithm right there. And I learned that just from studying influencers, because you'll see how they first started making their videos and how, it didn't really click like that. But then now it's like, oh, okay. And when you compare those two videos from when they first started to now, that's the algorithm right there. Like, and that's what I learned. I learned that just by like scrolling all the way down. I don't know. One day I was just like, let me scroll all the way down to this person's video and see what they look like when it started. And I noticed the difference. And I'm like, that's the algorithm right there. When people ask what the algorithm is, that's it. The difference between when they first started and where they're at right now. And if you could take notes on those, the changes that they did compared to that, that's it.
That's pretty solid advice right there, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I love that.
I would say be patient. You know what I'm saying? If people think this happened overnight, I literally was doing food reviews in my car after I was a substitute teacher in North Philly, thinking I was going to make it doing food reviews in my car. The videos are still up on my YouTube, on my main YouTube page. Like, I'm thinking I was going to make, you know what I'm saying? Like, it takes time, be patient, have fun with it. And, you know what I'm saying? Just don't get caught up in the comparison and trying to be like everybody else and trying to be yourself, and sooner or later it'll pop out.
Yeah. Yeah. Not everybody can be Keith Lee, man.
Yeah. I don't know how either. Yeah. He can do it. I'm telling you, it's the zoom ins. Zoom ins, I'm like, yo, that does it. You know what I'm saying? He's doing this thing.
Hey, Keith, if you listening, bro, get at us. Come on. Hey, so I want to ask you this, because, man, I tell you what, we chopped it up a little bit before we started the podcast. Mm-hmm. We've been chopping it up now during the podcast, and I got to say, man, I'm just completely impressed with you. And
I appreciate you, bud.
You, man, you got your head on your shoulders, right? You know what I'm saying? And you understand the big picture, and I absolutely love it. My wife is in education, and I know the struggles. We have one of our best friends is a counselor at the high school that our kids went to.
Shout out to school counselors. Shout out to counselors.
Yeah, man. So we absolutely understand. I absolutely love the fact that you started this grill club and, and got your students involved in it. And the question that I have is, how can we get involved to help you out, man? Is there anything that we can do to help you, or any of our listeners that are in the barbecue community, if they want to, help you out and whatever, what can we do?
For sure. Yeah. When summertime comes around, or even with this griddle club, luckily we're funded by community schools. So I get Wegmans gift cards in order to buy food and stuff like that. But I would love, like, one of my biggest dreams, we even flirted with it last year. We did a grilling competition where me and the other school counselor, we were the judge, and whoever had made the best, I believe it was Shrimp Tacos, got a $50 GameStop gift card. Like, so the kids were in there seasoning the shrimp and everything. We made it, and I was the taste tester. The school counselor was the taste tester. And my youngin' Chase, shout out to Chase, he got the $50 GameStop gift card. So, like, I would love to have, like, competitions where, like, you know, whoever makes the best food here and there could get a reward, because everything is paid for as far as the food and everything so far. You know, with education, there's always loopholes and everything. You got to fill out grants and stuff like that. So if I needed, like, help financially with, like, the food and stuff, I would definitely reach out. But I would probably say, you know, just kids love stuff like the T-shirts, for an example. Like, those aren't free. You know, I had to reach out for people for those, or like little stuff that they can feel rewarded by participating and stuff like that. So, like, you know, they already show up in the summertime when it's blazing. When I say blazing hot, especially this past summer, it was over 100 degrees a couple of days, and standing by a grill, there's no joke out there.
Oh,
so
yeah.
They get like ice cream, where I get to pick up some ice cream for them, or they get, like, we have a little competition with gift cards or something like that, or a company like Jimmy Seafood came out and they did like a video, like, that was everything to them. So it's like stuff like that where they feel not only do they get to come out and cook and eat good, but they also feel like they're rewarded for that. So I feel like stuff like that just has a big influence on the kids. So I would probably say, I mean, right now, as far as, like, because the grilling club is until the summertime.
Yeah.
I'd probably say right now, I guess, just, you know, I think I'm straight for right now. But if I do need any help, you know, I'll definitely put that link out, or hit you guys up, or hit people up who do want to help out. But we do have some donors who donate, you know, a lot of stuff for the griddle club already. So,
dude, that sounds like a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, it's awesome. And if you ever in Maryland, if you want to come through, you know what I'm saying, start off at the grilling club, meet the kids, and then we can hit the Eastern Shore after and just, you know, just vibe out.
Man, absolutely. Maybe we get some of our contacts involved, and maybe we can, you know, try to make something happen.
Oh yeah,
man.
The kids love the resources. My principal, she loves the resources as well. You know, when companies, like when Pit Boss sent the griddle, she was impressed. She was like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? When Dr. Hughes, shout out to him, when he got the grill and the charcoal delivered, you know, we love when companies come and just support the kids, because they need it. You know, Annapolis, the thing about Annapolis, Maryland, I don't know if you ever heard of Annapolis, Maryland. It's Maryland state capital.
Oh, yeah.
When you think of Annapolis, you think about crabs, rich people, and boats. Annapolis actually has 7 to 8 project areas in public housing where a lot of my students come from. So, you know, they hide it so well. When you ever hear Annapolis, you don't hear about that. When I first got there, I'm like, Annapolis got public housing? I'm like, huh? But some of the best kids that you'll ever meet in your life, who come from there, and they're humble about it. And, you know, when companies reach out and they take the time to spend with them and to, you know, influence them, it just means the world to them. And that's really why I'm in this position. And that's really why I go so hard when it comes to my students, when it comes to cooking for them and talking to them, exposing them to different things and opportunities. Like, that's why I did this for. And that's why I would never leave education, no matter what. I swear to God, I don't care how much money is involved with this cooking stuff. I'll always be a school counselor. I might pull up in a Gucci suit one day, you know, but I'll always be in education. I would never do that, but yeah, I'll always be in education. And it's just my purpose. It's what I'm here for. So
you know, I already have an idea, guys. And that is, if you know, you end up having a summer in cooking competition, I say we have a special podcast where we have you come back with the winner.
Let's do it.
Put the winner on the podcast, man. Let them feel a little taste of it and see what it's like getting to, you know, meet up with some people. And who knows, maybe we can arrange to get a big name personality in the competition world. Ooh. You guys know where I'm getting at.
Do it.
And maybe have them on. You know,
it's either going to be my boy Eli or it's going to be my boy Chase. It's one of them. They
I'm a root for an underdog, a no-name underdog. That's what I'm a pull for it.
They topped them. I done taught them well, especially my boy Eli. He made this salmon. It was better than mine. I'm like, hold on, bro. Hold on. But majority, I want my students to be better than I am. Like, I want them to start their own journey, and I want them to be better than me. Like, that's why I started this for. So
yeah, man.
The fact that his salmon was better than mine, I was happy for him. I'm like, man, this is why I did it. Like this is why it is beautiful, man. It really is.
Well, you want to introduce them to Central Texas barbecue, man. I'm your guide. We can get on and do a remote session or something, man.
I would love to. No, I would actually. That would be dope to take them out there, like to get a
a little field trip.
Yeah, a little field trip. What, to go out and try some Texas barbecue? Oh,
come on.
Yeah,
I know some people down here, so we can take you around.
They will go insane. Offer them that opportunity, and I will go insane too because I love Texas barbecue.
Hey, man, we gonna talk, man. We gonna talk.
Man, look, it was a pleasure having you on, brother. Tell the folks where they can find you, man.
Well, first off, I just want to say thank you guys so much for having me on here. It's been a pleasure. It's always great to know that people are watching my channel and watching my dream that I started from the beginning. And I just appreciate you guys for taking the time out on your evening. You know, we're all working, we're all doing what it is, but I thank you so much for, taking the time out to have me on here. And it means the world to me that you guys, invited me. And I'm sorry that last time the technical difficulty. I know I apologize 1,000 times, but yeah. But you can find me on Instagram at GrubWithJus, GrubWithJus. YouTube, GrubWithJus too. I'm still working on my YouTube. I'm trying to get it popping. Probably within a month or so. I'm just keep uploading videos back to back to back each day. TikTok, I hate TikTok. I'm not a fan of TikTok because of my students. We had a couple drama situations and challenges that made my job extremely hard last year, and TikTok didn't stop it. So I'm not a fan of TikTok, but if a company wants me to post on TikTok, I'll post on TikTok for them. And Facebook at GrubWithJus as well. And that's about it. If you're ever in Maryland, you catch me at Jimmy Seafood. I go there all the time to eat. Sponsored by them. They're a great restaurant out in Maryland if you want to get a nice official crab cake. And I'm waiting on this panel to come down to Maryland to come bang with me. Also, I'll come down south as well.
We're going to have to make it happen, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm so with it. I'm so serious, too.
Yeah, man.
Good stuff. T, tell the folks where they can find you, bro.
You can find me at tdub.bbq on all socials, tdub-bbq on YouTube. Also, the Brown Sugar Cafe podcast is back for season 4, so check me out at the Brown Sugar Cafe for poetry and conversation.
My man. Al from the Dogfather's Barbecue. Lay it on him, bro.
Yes, sir. Hey, and I just want to say also, just thoroughly enjoyed this time with you, man. This conversation has been fantastic. Absolutely love it. You little brother now, man. So yes, anything you need, you holler. You just want to chop it up, you holler.
Reach out, man.
Hey, we here for you, bro. Yeah, we're here for you. We want to see you succeed, just like you want to see your students succeed. We all want to work at it together. So holler at us, man. And that ain't just words. That's truth.
Yes, sir, I appreciate you. Now, I definitely will hit you up for sure, just to chop it up and just talk and soak up knowledge.
Yeah, man. Yeah, because
knowledge too.
Yeah, I'm looking at it like, man, we can help you with some YouTube. You can help us with some IG, and we all win.
And my deepest, darkest secret? I've never smoked a big brisket yet. I haven't done it yet.
Oh man, ain't nothing to it. We'll talk.
I did a little one. I haven't did a big one, so I might hit you up.
Oh yeah, well, I know a guy. Hey, but anyway, Alton here, the Dogfather's Barbecue. That's THEDAWGFATHAS BBQ. Can find me on all socials except for X. I'm not there. I am on TikTok, but I haven't really posted on TikTok in quite a while. But everywhere else you can find me. You can also email me at thedogfathersbbq@gmail.com. And you can also find me on the Pit Boss Grills YouTube page on the Backyard Bosses playlist. We got some good stuff coming up there on that channel, so make sure you come see me.
My man. We do have some good things coming on the old Backyard Bosses channel.
There you go.
Soon come. And y'all, I am Brandon from BKC Cooks. I'm everywhere that you can find anybody, except for the Twitter Bird X joint. Don't do that. Anywhere else, look for BKC Cooks, and you will find me and this luxurious man. Look, I didn't bring it up to the end, baby. Look, I didn't even get my hair done today, and do you see it? Look at them curls and coils, baby. They moisturized, they glistening. Look at that.
Hey, that's there, naps, boy. Man. That's naps,
baby. That's juices and berries, baby. Look at it bounce back. Ooh, you see it snapping back. No product. This is all nature, baby. This is all nature. Don't be.
Man, I'm so glad you are not lacking of confidence, bro. You know?
I'm actually a very shy person.
Yeah, I can tell.
Dude, I'm gonna tell y'all something. If I wasn't shy, y'all would really see something then. But again, y'all, we thank y'all for watching. Again, we thank our guest Just from Grub with Just for hanging out with us. And we definitely got to have this brother back on again, man. He's doing amazing stuff, y'all. And look, this is the Black Smoke Barbecue Podcast. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow, comment. All this stuff really helps us out. And until the next time, we out.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.